Stone Cold Steve Austin, Anderson Silva. One was the biggest draw in the WWF history. One is considered the most dominant UFC champion in history. It would be cool if somebody had the names Austin and Silva together. Sir, what's your name?
Austin Silva.
Austin Silva. So you took Stone Cold Steve Austin's last name, put it as your first. Anderson Silva's last name, made it yours. I give you probably the best name in combat sports that we've ever had on the channel, Austin Silva. And where are you from?
E-Town, Kentucky.
What high school did you go to?
John Hardin.
John Hardin High School. And this is your 2023 215-pound state championship review video. So we got to ask, what gets a young Austin Silva into wrestling?
Well, I always like to wrestle around with like my buddies or my friends, and then me and my sister used to, and then did MMA before I moved here, and we had known. So my mom was like, "Hey, you should try wrestling," and I was like, "Okay." Everything else is history.
So, like, you know, I know how I was when I was a kid, but like when you see Anderson Silva fight, and you're like, "Wow, this guy's got the same last name as me. I've got to carry on the." Are you like thinking like this possibly could be like my cousin or like Vonderlei Silva? I mean, come on.
Like I did find out about them, and then I asked my mom, and she was like, "No, Silva's just a popular name," and I was like, "All right."
I would tell everybody like, yeah, my cousin's Anderson, my second cousin's Vonderlei. You know, what's the big deal, right? And so, no, man, for real though, it's cool that you're here. You are the 5th state champion from John Hardin High School. You guys have seen Josh Johnson's 08 and 2010 video. You saw his brother Trent's 2018. You saw Derek Smallwood's 2018 video. And of course, this is your 23 video. So you're the 5th John Hardin Bulldog to stand on top of the podium. What school year, what age did you move to Kentucky?
About 3rd grade year.
Okay, so you've been here a while though.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
And so I guess you just wrestled all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Never was an option to quit. So.
I can understand that. I mean, sometimes you get so deep into it and so enthralled in it. And like I said, with if this type of wrestling didn't pan out, you could always go to the WWF and be like, "Hey, my last name is Austin, right? Or my first name's Austin. I could be Stone Cold Steve Austin's long lost nephew, or who knows what. You know what I'm saying? Austin is still a draw, no matter where you go. So let's kind of talk about your high school state tournament progression. 2020, 182 pounds, and this is going to come into play in the consolation second round. You're wrestling some guy named Chase Price from Johnson Central, and he beats you by 8-3 decision. And I'm sure it knocked you out. I think that was your last loss, and that put you out of the tournament. Mm-hmm. So the 2021 season, you're a sophomore, 220 pounds. And we know that's the COVID year. COVID year is kind of crazy, so it's kind of hard to judge somebody off that year. Yeah. But nevertheless, you wrestled. Track has you at a 17-4 record. That sound about right?
About right, yeah.
Okay. 2022, 215 pounds. You're a junior. Track has you as a record of 43-4, and you come in 5th place that year. You drop a 7-1 decision to eventual state champion Uriah Verzi from Paducah Tillman in the quarters. Of course, if you haven't watched Uriah's videos already, 2022, 2023 state champion from Paducah Tillman. So there's no shame in getting. I know nobody wants to lose, but if you do get beat,
the champ.
At least you get beat by the person that goes on to win it.
Yeah.
So now we get to your senior year, 215 pounds. The COVID's over. Mm-hmm. We're done with it. Screw COVID, right? Mm-hmm. You come back as a senior knowing you got one final shot. You got one swing at the plate. This is it. Mm-hmm. What's the mentality of you going into your senior year thinking, okay, I have to get this done?
I wasn't really too stressed about it. I was like very confident because I knew I'd put in the work for it, so I didn't stress too much about it. I was like, it's just something I got to get done. If I don't get it done, then just move on.
Okay, no, I mean that's, and some people have kind of like that. I'm not saying laissez-faire attitude, but like I'll take life as it comes to me. I'm not going to sit and dwell on, oh my God, I have to win the state championship, or it's if I win it, I win it. If I don't, I don't. And it's kind of, I'm not saying it's a balancing act, but it's just what your personality is okay. Am I going to, dwell on this for 11 more months after the season ends, or am I just going to go out and live my life, and when the time comes, I know I'm ready? Yeah. And that's kind of, like I said, this, I guess, upbringing, mental programming that you're raised with, and it's kind of cool that to hear the number of people that have like vision boards, or they put like a something up in their bedroom, going up to mom and dad's house, wherever they lived at, like, I have to win it, state champion. For what, state champion 1997 or whatever. But it's, like I said, it's kind of cool. First round of your high school senior year, you are wrestling Joshua Brophy from Simon Kenton. You win that by a fall in 1 minute and 44 seconds. The quarterfinals, you're wrestling Samuel Burton from Fairdale. You win that by a fall in 3 minutes and 5 seconds, and Samuel comes in 7th place that year. The semis, you're wrestling Luke Hardin from Walton, Verona. You win that by a fall in 3 minutes and 33 seconds, and Luke comes in 4th place that year. So far, 3 matches, 3 pins. Now we get to the finals, and you're wrestling Chase Price from Johnson Central. Now, we'll stop it right there. And earlier in the year, John Hardin traveled to Johnson.
Yes. And
there was 7 or 8 teams there. There was a couple teams from Ohio, West Virginia. Johnson, of course, everybody knows that's where I'm from. It's right there close to West Virginia, Ohio, so a lot of the better teams can travel, be there. And it was, like I said, 7 or 8 teams, I think, something like that to that effect. But everybody that was there knew what the main event was. Everybody in the building, everybody stopped wrestling to watch you and Chase wrestle. So you and Chase on the center mat there, and like everybody, like I said, in the gym knew this is probably going to be the state championship in a few weeks. Did you, when you weighed in that morning on the way down, did you know, okay, I'm wrestling Chase this weekend, I'm probably going to see him again at the state tournament, probably in the finals?
So, I did know that I was going to face him. That was the main reason we were going out there. I didn't see any other competition. I was just like, I just got to see him because ranked above me, just got to see him. And so mentally prepared the entire time, got focused, and just went out there and handled business.
And I don't remember the score. You probably do. Remember the score of that match?
I believe it was, I know I majored him. I think it was like maybe like 12-3, 14-3, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. I was one of the Horn twins refereed that. I was there that day, and they were, the Horn twins were, I think it was the next week or maybe 2 weeks after was the middle school state, and I told them I wanted them to kind of switch out so they could get some quality mat time, some quality competition. And I was like, you're not going to get any more quality of a match than what you're getting ready to get right here. So they stepped in, and from what I got to watch of them, they done an excellent job on the refereeing part. It was just, like I said, you handled what you needed to handle. So we fast forward a few weeks, and regionals go by, you don't get pushed. Semi-state goes by, you really don't get pushed. The first three...
JT, I wasn't too stressed because he had taken like a year off, but like just the thought of him being the state champ from 2020, I think
21,
yes,
yeah,
had me a little nerve-wracking, and then got the fall, and I was like, it's time to go. Like, one tournament left.
Yeah, and you wrestled him at the semi-state, right?
Yes.
That's or the first round, whatever it's called. So you kind of knew you and Chase were going to be on opposite sides of the bracket. Everybody watching 215 knew that's probably going to be. And I was here, of course, that tournament, and Chase beat JT. I think actually when we go to the finals, or the video here in a second, It'll be the black mat where the wrestlers are standing. I think that was the match or the mat that Chase and JT wrestled on.
I believe so, yeah.
And
I remember getting done and I sprinted. I was like, I gotta know who I'm gonna have so I can prepare.
Gotta know what's going on. So the final or his Chase's match ends, your match ends, knowing that you've already got a win over Chase not too long ago. What's going through your head?
Trying to keep myself calm because it's the biggest stage that I'll ever wrestle on for a while. So did have a lot of confidence because I was like handled him pretty well in the season, but then never take anything for granted. I guarantee he has a game plan, remembers me. So just tried to keep as much cool as I could. My coach told me to take my shoes off. He's like, don't even think about wrestling, just watch the matches.
I completely understand that, man. So you have brought some stuff. We're going to get it set. We'll see you guys on the other side. This is probably one of the nicest displays that we've been able to. We'll let you tell us all about. So we're going to get it. We'll see you guys there. Now, what is wrestling without winning awards, right? So we're going to start off with the plaque, this Coaches Association and Referee Association plaque that handed out 2023 Kentucky High School Wrestling first place. Nice little keepsake, nice little memento to have. Like I said, hang it up in like an office or somewhere, when you get your own place, wherever it is. It's just cool to have. Like I said, you can't wear your medal all the time. Then one of the neatest little mementos that get handed out is this KHSAA State Championship. These are just so simple but so effective. I mean, people love these.
Yeah.
It's just like,
you could get that made so easily, but
exactly.
it just means so much.
Like they say in the ACC, it just means more, right? But just that little vinyl printed state championship sign as my light reflects off of it. It's just so cool that, this is something that is give out. Now, to the one of the nicest displays that we've been able to show so far on the channel, and I'll let you do the honors, sir, and pick it up and show it off. This has got your regional medal, your semi-state medal, and your state championship medal. It's got the bracket you were handed. It's got a photo of you and Chase there after getting your hand raised, and of course the podium. You guys will see photographs. We'll have some photos inserted here. That way you guys can see all that. But that is just so neat that I think you said your parents got that made for you.
Yes, and I'm forever grateful for that.
Oh yeah, no, that's hold on to that thing for pass it down as a keepsake, put it up in your home, whatever, because that is just a phenomenal piece, and it's really not like I like how it's got the red and black trim. I mean, it's just it's got a plaque with everything on it. So high school sports, high school athletics really do mean so much to people that participated in them, especially when you ever be successful like you are, having something like this and being able to have it forever, have it for eternity, and that pass it down, family keepsake, family heirloom. And I'm like we said in I think Josh's video, we said it, Trent's, we said it, Derek's, and then yours. You got 3 pieces of gold there that even though you're from Hardin County, Fort Knox will never have. The Bullion Depository cannot get their hands on it because man, you earned those. You know what I mean? You earned those big 3 pieces of gold down there. So we are going to get our TV set. We're going to go back to Winchester, George Rogers Clark High School for we have the Parade of Champions, the face-off, the match, and medal ceremony. We'll see you guys there. So you guys are seeing what we're seeing. We're at the GRC Arena Gymnasium here at Winchester, George Rogers Clark High School. And we're going to start off with the Parade of Champions. You ready? Let's go. 215-pounders walking out. I don't think you're wearing the orange toboggan in that video, are you?
No.
I think I see you walking out right there, right?
The red.
Yep.
Over there. Yep. So.
And then it goes from this straight to the face-off. I'm filming it, by the way. State Wrestling Championships.
Yeah, I remember sitting behind you after.
That is right. You were up there. Okay.
With Josh and Boston and all them.
And here we go. And you guys were the first match this year.
You know, a little nerve-wracking.
I like the gray singlet. That gray singlet sharp. Chase comes running out. Let's get it on. So you got Blake and Jason as your referee. So you got two good referees. You got Mike Ford and Kristen Clark at your score table. All right, here we go. So, the last match you guys had, you kind of had a game plan for him. Are you trying to run the same exact game plan, or what are we trying to do here?
I didn't really have a game
Now,
plan.
yeah. When he gets that lift right there, it was like, whoa, what's...
No, normally, like, you could ask everybody that, like, knows me. They're like, oh, he's going to win. Because I gave up the first takedown, and they're like, he mounts comebacks all the time.
And
so...
I think Chase decided to cut right there instead of expending a lot of energy, because it would be tough to hold you down.
Yeah.
It'd be not a very, because I've seen you scramble on, and I wouldn't. I say, cut him loose, let him go, kick him loose.
I like to try to wrestle like a small guy as much as I can, and then use big boy moves here and there.
Now this is 215 pounds. Are you at 215 pounds here? Are you a little bit lighter?
Probably about 213, 210.
Are you? Okay.
I can get down lower, but I try to keep it about even, so I'm not smaller than everybody else.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. Because that's a big jump from, was it 190 to 215?
Well, this year, no, it wasn't 197. Was it? I can't remember, but yeah. Then I did ask my coach. I was like, could I drop down? He's like, no, you look good at 215. So.
Yeah, because Uriah wanted at 190, so it is 190.
That's the reason I wanted to go, was my redemption from last year.
Oh, yeah?
I was like,
that'd have been a heck of a match, you and him.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I was like, I don't care if I win or lose, I need to face him again. And he was like, no. And I was like, you know what's better for me, so.
All right, so there you go, try lift, nope. Been a very fast moving period. All right, end of the period. Flip the disc. Your choice. And you take down automatically. That was
a funny story, actually. My headgear, I forgot. I have 3 things of headgear. I forgot all of them, so I had to go to the Brutus, stand and buy some, and I hate it.
Are you serious?
I hate brand new headgear, and it felt terrible. But I was like, it's just 4 matches.
That's all you got. 4 matches.
Yeah.
There you go. Not yet. Not yet. There you go. You get your 1. So it's tied up now. 2-2. Trying like a front headlock series.
Yeah. Thought I could get around, and I was like, shuck.
And you get your 2. You guys call that a bowling ball when you spun him right there?
Most of the time we call it a shuck.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a pretty funny story. Pretty funny name for it though.
Yeah. The shuck wagon. Now on top here, what are we looking to do? Because Chase is a big boy. He's pretty stout.
I wouldn't really say I had a game plan. I was like, just wrestle as it comes, but I was trying to look to score on top, and I will say I wasn't as confident with my shots as most of my matches, because most of my matches I'll start off with a ankle pick immediately, and I just was too nervous.
I understand.
This time, so yeah.
I get it.
There's Boston.
Yep. Yep, you're right. He was sitting right up behind me to my right.
Well, a lot of this to him. And Coach Josh. Coach Josh gave me the technique. Vasa gave me the hard work.
Nope, nope. It was, watching it, Chase takes down, but it felt like the first person that was going to get like a big move. The first person to get a near fall count, whether it was a 2 or 3 count, whatever,
was going to win.
Was going to get the win. That's just the way it felt watching it.
Yeah, I will say if I could go back, I would try to extend my lead any way possible. Because 4-3 is not the biggest lead.
I'm trying to stand up and get the camera out of the way. So that was a good explosion on his part, trying to get up, but he was able to nullify that. It is again. Now, did you, you wrestling before, but I really don't remember. The first match, was you able to ride him like you're doing now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And that's where I scored most of my points, was off of tilts and stuff. And this time I just couldn't. I was more focused on keeping him down. I was like, you're not gonna.
And that was. And which we'll talk about it later, but there's a possibility you guys could maybe match up in college.
Possibly, yeah.
All right, he got hit for stalling on the bottom. So 1 minute left.
Longest minute of my life. Yeah, we did talk about that at the podium. He's like, where are you going to go to college? I'm not sure. I was like, where are you? And he's like, thinking Midway, something like that. And I was like, cool. Right here, I get like the tightest chicken wing. I'm like, yes! And I see it out of bounds. I'm like, no! And that's why I like sit there and I'm like, because got to kill a little time.
Yeah. And that's smart. I mean.
Yeah. Yes, I want the pin, but I'm like, need the win too, so.
So you did, man, for 2 minutes. I mean, you held him down.
Yeah.
Tries to roll there.
After that, I was like, oh, it's over.
Yep. So there it is, 4-3. I mean, that was the last 2 minutes. I mean, you was able to hold him down, which I didn't. But coming in, I didn't think in this environment. I was like, man, that'd be. When he took down, I was like, I don't think he can hold him. And sure enough. Now right here.
Oh.
I didn't realize you were doing it, but we're going to insert the full flip. I promise. We're going to have the full flip. I shut my camera off too fast. That's 100% my fault.
I mean, you wouldn't really expect someone my size to do one.
Well,
so.
did you see Livingston Merritt's backflip?
I'm not sure.
You need to watch 1997.
Oh.
Here you are, man, getting your medal that we just saw in that in the case and your sign. This sign right there. You got a big cheering section. Got JT on the podium. I look for that kid from Bryan Station to do something next year.
Yeah.
That dude's tough.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty solid top 3.
Yeah, that's solid right there.
Yeah.
Chase was in the finals twice. Come up a little bit short both times. JT returning or 2021, and then you. Man, that's a top 3 tough bracket right there, man. That's just. So mentioned a little bit earlier about college. If you can't tell, kind of show off your shirt there. You're going to be wrestling for the University of the Cumberlands next year, and I believe Chase is going to be wrestling for University of Pikeville.
Nice.
I think that's where he signed his letter or scholarship or whatever it was. UPike's a newer program, so right there
Get to run
close.
it back.
Huh?
Get to run it back a few times.
Yep.
I guess.
Yeah, may see each other at some open tournaments or duels or whatever. But man, it was great to go back and watch it. And does it? I know you probably watched it a million times, but each time you watch it, does it play out like the way you like game planned? Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, or just like you said, take it as it comes.
Same, take it as it comes. But I will say, watching it, I'm like, oh, I could have done this, could have done that, and ended it like right there. And I'm like, this is what it is.
Oh, no, hey,
Got the win.
and you, it doesn't say like the history books doesn't show this was a pretty win.
Yeah.
This was a technical win. It just says winner.
Yeah,
it just says
decision win.
champion.
Yeah.
Austin Silva forever in the record books, and you become John Hardin's 5th state champion. And what's cool about you coming here today is now we have every single, as of this filming of June 2023, we have every single John Hardin state champion wrestler on the channel now, which is awesome. And what's the his name escapes me. The 120, the really good 120 you guys have.
Hardin.
Yeah, he still has some eligibility left, right?
No.
Oh, he was a senior last year.
Me and him both joked about it. We were like, we should reclass because I could get another one,
Yeah.
and then he could try to get one. But Jane's a pretty tough brick wall to run through. So is TJ.
Mm-hmm.
TJ and him have run it back a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he had another year. Shows what I know, right? I have to fire our crack research team myself. Anything you'd like to add? I mean, this is your video. I think we've covered a lot of ground, but there may be somebody you want to thank or.
Thank you, Coach Josh. You're the one that I never believed I could do this, and then you were like, you're gonna win it. I'm like, okay. And then thank you, Boston, for showing me the amount of work it'll take to win it. So.
And
then thank you, Mom and Dad, obviously. Sorry.
I was gonna say you better throw in Mom and Dad because
for spending the money on getting me everywhere, getting me to tournaments, to camps, always believing in me, always telling me the years I didn't want to go to camps. They're like, you should go, and I'm like, all right.
And it paid off, and you. We wish you well in your collegiate journey. We'll be following you, of course, like we do all of our Kentucky wrestlers we've been able to meet with, whether they're on the channel or not. We just want to make sure that the rest of the country knows that there is great wrestling in Kentucky, and that's part of doing this series is being able to show off, what we do have, what our history is, and we're not hidden. When I say we, the sport of wrestling now isn't hidden, in a mat room. It's not hidden. Just to maybe getting to use the gym one Saturday a season or one duel per year, on a Tuesday or something, is that we can bring wrestling to you when we want the sport to grow. And the way, adding girls wrestling, the youth and middle school programs across the state are growing. The middle school and youth state tournaments now held them a couple years in the Pikeville Arena, now in the Corbin Arena. So many kids are starting to wrestle. We're having to use these big venues, and now we're finally getting to go back to the horse park, to an actual arena.
I was happy I got the podium because I was like, just give me the podium. And then they said the horse park. I was like, couldn't have done 1 year.
Just one more year, right?
Yeah.
One more year. So we're going to end the interview here, but watch to the end of the video because you're going to get to see Austin's backflip in its entirety because we can't let something like that go and not show the full thing. So enjoy the backflip, but after that, we'll see you guys on the mats.